was the time that I was leaving the bar that I actually worked at, and I wasn't working. I was just there drinking that night. I'm with my friend Hannah, who is very much like my hooded Kermit. We are each other's hooded Kermit. Very unsafe when we go out together. And we both got like really drunk, but I don't know what it was. I had just tipped over the line of like being okay to function. So we're like, all right, whatever, let's go home. So trying to be my good friend, but also still being very intoxicated herself, Hannah decided that she would put me on her back and carry me home. But this is up a hill. So Hannah starts carrying me home, and I literally just tumble off of her back and into the road. And I guess that this was a real display, because turns out that someone had called the cops, and then a cop came to the parking lot that I was in and was like, he stopped us, and he was like, ma'am, like, we got a call that you were in the street, and we just wanted to see if everything was okay. And they're like trying to get me to go in an ambulance, and I'm like, no, I simply will not go into an ambulance. So they're like, all right, we'll ask you some questions, whatever. They want to see how drunk I am, but honestly, if you just looked at me or smelled me, you would know that I was too drunk to actually be alive. And they started asking me, you know, pretty easy questions, like, what day is it? And I was like, Tuesday. They're like, wrong, try again. So I was like, Wednesday. It was actually Saturday, and I made sure to go through every single day of the week until I got to Saturday. So they were like, okay, well, these are all wrong answers. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're drunk. And then I decided, like, you know what? This is a man. So I'm going to manipulate him in the best way that I know how, which is to start crying and make up a very elaborate story as to why I'm so drunk. So I started making up this, like, very detailed story about how my boyfriend cheated on me. At this point, I hadn't had a boyfriend in, like, probably 3 years. So, like, lie. I no boyfriend. None to be cheating on me. Like, just an absolute lie. And I was, like, crying about it and saying all of this stuff about how I just really needed to feel better, and just making my imaginary boyfriend sound like an absolute demon. I was like, and he texted me. He didn't even call me to break up with me. He texted me. So the cop eventually is, honestly, he probably doesn't feel bad for me. He's probably just like, I can't listen to this girl anymore, and I don't care enough. So he's like, okay, we'll put you in an ambulance. That's it, like, you're done. So I didn't get arrested, which was a positive, but he did put me in an ambulance. And when I got in there, the EMT that was working actually went to high school with me. And she's a girl that, like, definitely didn't like me. Not for any reason. You know, we didn't have any beef, but just, you know, we're different kinds of people. We just clashed, you know? She just probably thought that I was a dumb blonde, and I kind of thought she had a stick up her ass. So anyways, she is the EMT, and she's like, Zoe. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, like, I miss you. How are you? How have you been? Just being the drunkest and the worst. And she's like, oh my God, like, why? Of all the people, why? And I could feel this. Drunk me could feel this. So I'm sure that every sober person in the room could feel this, like, palpable just awkwardness. Just her hate for me just radiating off of her body. But the good thing is, she let me off the ambulance, said to drink water and not drink anymore. And I didn't get charged for the ambulance. So it was a win-win-win-win-win all around. This is, like, really shameful for me, and I don't know why. I think it's because it low-key calls into question my character, which I like to think that I am a pretty stand-up person. You know, I don't do bad things. Nothing illegal or, like, really amoral. So I didn't really understand when this next thing happened to me. So I hooked up with this guy, a frat guy, obviously, because when will I learn? And, you know, he's, like, kind of a dick. Like, don't really like him at all. But, you know, you get drunk and things happen. And he's just, like, a weirdo, first of all. He has, like, these, like, eyes that just, like, stare at you. Like, he has, like, serial killer eyes. And that just freaks me out already. And so, like, I already don't like this human. And after we hooked up, whatever, like, I left. I'm feeling, like, a little, like, shameful. Like, ugh, Why did I do that? I'm a stupid drunk girl. And then he calls me, and I was like, okay, what's this about? Like why is he calling me and not texting me? Like, it's 2000, maybe 16. We have the technology to not have to speak to each other on the phone. And he's like, did you take my money? And I was like, what? Did I take your money? He's like, yeah, I had money on my nightstand and now it's gone. First of all, I just need to say that he was awake when I woke up. And I was like, oh, hey, all right, leaving, so long. So like, he had seen every move that I made from when I woke up to when I exited his door. And that motherfucker still had the audacity to question whether or not I stole his money. And the funnier part was that, like, I don't remember how much he said it was, but it was something like trivial. Like enough to get you like, I don't know, like maybe 5 things from your local convenience store. Like nothing, like no big sum of money. So I'm like, not only do you think that I stole your money, but you think that I would like steal just like such a small amount of money? Like, wow. Honestly, go big or go home. If I'm gonna do it, like, I'm gonna really do it. Like, I'm gonna take like a fat stack of cash. I'm not gonna like embarrass myself by taking like $12. Like, come on. Not saying that I would steal anyone's money, but if I were to, which honestly, I think that I deserve that money for having had to look at him for however long it was, maybe I deserved it. Maybe I deserved that money in the long run, is what I'm saying. Alright, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you could get some sort of pleasure out of my pain. That's really why we live our lives at the end of the day, right? But if you did enjoy it, make sure that you give me a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.